everyone, welcome to the Daily. Today is Thursday, January 24th. Greg Lawless alongside Andrew Wiebe here. And the big news on Wednesday was the partnership announced between MLS and USL Pro. It's been rumored for a little while, and it was announced and confirmed for sure on Wednesday. Now, let's talk about how this partnership works a little bit, Andrew. You're going to take MLS. I'm going to be USL Pro. We're going to talk a little bit about the benefits, obviously, and some of the challenges that will exist. So from MLS side, what are the benefits and challenges you see?
Well, we'll use Sporting Kansas City as an example. We're affiliating with Orlando SC, and now we've got a partnership with a lower league club that has a good structure, aspirations, and we can send guys down there into an environment that we're comfortable with, that we think, hey, with a full year of competitive experience under this coaching staff, this guy will improve. I'll use Kevin Ellis as an example. Probably not going to get minutes in Kansas City this year. A homegrown guy that hasn't got a chance so far. Get him in there, let him play, give him a confidence boost. Maybe 2 years from now, he's a guy on your roster. Now, the question for a team like Kansas City is, what happens now with those guys on the fringe, the ones that don't head down to USL Pro? What do we do with our reserve league that no longer exists? They'll have to find that games there. And then for the rest of the teams that don't have affiliations, we've got 2 extra games now. It's not a whole lot to start, but the hope is down the line, perhaps our reserve league teams will be playing even more competitive matches against teams that maybe are a little bit more motivated, maybe have full rosters, are more secure in their lineups week to week.
Well, I think for USL Pro, the benefits are that you have this affiliation with MLS. That's certainly something that will impress the fans and maybe get a little bit more that way. I think you start to build a little bit of more of a market, so eventually you could have some players from USL Pro being sold into an MLS club after they've been seen because the MLS coaches are watching. Obviously, you're also getting some very good young pro players to bring into your team. Couple of challenges though. If you are trying to win, as you are, as any professional club is, you're getting players who are thrown in and maybe they don't fit your mix. Maybe you have built a system that you play one way. Sporting Kansas City, for example, sends a player down. They're used to playing maybe a 4-3-3. You're playing a 4-4-2 or something like that. Does it start to throw that mix off? So that's a big challenge, I think, for USL Pro. But ultimately, I think there are lots more benefits here than anything for both sides, because I think the reserve players will get better action that way. And of course, the USL Pro will get some players and that connection with MLS. If you have not been paying attention to what Chivas USA coach Chelis, Chelis, has been saying over the last couple of weeks and the way he comes out and he's just very honest about the way things are, then you're missing out, because he is going to be one of the best characters and probably one of the most outspoken managers MLS has ever seen, especially in 2013. And he came out big on Wednesday with some news that Shalrie Joseph, the longtime superstar for the New England Revolution, moved to Chivas last year. He said Shalrie is not part of the plans for the club this year.
No, his 6-month stint in Southern California, probably over at this point, saying, look, he's not going to be here. Shalrie was in on the first day of training, has not apparently been back. He's going to move on. Now, the thing is, the specifics are not known yet. Chelis said, look, I told the front office he's not in my plans. Now what is the question? We'll see what they can do. My question for him would be, are you undercutting yourself in the trade value that you have in this asset? You can't come out and keep doing this. They sent LaBraca over to Colorado for the rights to Eric Avila. At some point, I have to think somebody needs to sit Chelis down and say, look, in the long term, you might be hurting our ability in the market to move on assets.
Or not.
Right.
I mean, from our perspective in the media, I think this is a great thing to watch because he's always going to be saying something fun and interesting. It makes it more interesting from our perspective. And by the way, I just want to say that when you say his stint in Southern California, meaning Shalrie Joseph's, is over, I would not be surprised if the LA Galaxy were to maybe make a move for Shalrie Joseph. I know for a fact that Bruce Arena has long been a fan of Shalrie Joseph's. I don't know any truth, whether there's any truth to anything like this, but I think I would suggest that LA, he's exactly the kind of player that the Galaxy would go after. A little bit older, brings something in the midfield that they could use. They have Juninho, but they could also always use an experienced midfielder like that. So he may not be done in Southern California, but there are going to be lots of clubs in MLS that would love to get a player with Shalrie Joseph's experience, skills, and talent. And you know what? I love Chelis, I gotta say. He is so much fun. He's going to be a lot more fun as 2013 goes on as the head coach for Chivas USA. Well, lots going on MLSsoccer.com today for you to check out. Be sure to read senior editor Nick Fershaw's piece, A Day in the Life of Mikey Lopez, the young player picked by Sporting Kansas City in last week's Super Draft. And speaking of the Super Draft, make sure you check out Inside the Super Draft. This series got going yesterday, and it will continue tomorrow. So some great stuff from behind the scenes of some of the picks and some of the teams, particularly New England and Colorado. And lastly, Extra Time Radio later today.
You mentioned Colorado. We'll have Paul Bravo on the show. Going to talk to him about this busy offseason and what was a successful draft. Then, of course, the Extra Time Radio mailbag.
Make sure you check all of that out on MLSsoccer.com, and we'll see you tomorrow.